All right, welcome to the Ravit Show. We are here at AI Summit in New York, and look who I have with me. Marlene, welcome to the Ravit Show.
Thank you, Ravit. Super excited to be here.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been, obviously following you on LinkedIn, all the great things that you've been doing. But now you're with AB again. So I'm kind of
Exactly.
excited to, first of all, learn a little about yourself, about what is AB doing at AI New York Summit. Can you tell us a little about that?
Of course I can. Happy to.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, we just talked about it. It's so funny because my journey in this space started like exactly 20 years ago
Nice.
when I studied computational linguistics. But back then, it was really something else, and I had to print out little business cards that would explain what NLP is. Versus nowadays, everyone knows, what it is.
Right.
I then did my PhD in sentiment analysis, also, long before it was a buzzword. And then as technology progressed, also so did my career. I started as a developer, product developer.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Helping to build semantic search technology and those type of things. And then had my first product management role,
Very cool.
where I really work closely with developers, and that was when I fell in love with working with developers, because it's so cool to see, how an idea based on a market trend or based on a market need is developed then into a tangible product that really solves business needs. And this is when I also explored that translating, technical concepts into business value is what I want to do. So then I progressed to, my first product marketing role, which was at ABBYY.
Very cool.
And then
Wow.
so I started as product marketing manager at ABBYY and then director of product marketing. And then had the opportunity to work at a couple of startups, interesting startups like Yokoi, a spend management platform, and Rasa, a leader in conversational AI.
Yep.
And now I'm back at ABBYY as product marketing lead AI and doing exactly what I love to do, is translating, the technical concepts into business value.
It is a game changer for sure. An extensive background that you've had, not only just in NLP, but also in, like you said, translating all the technical stuff into the business language, which is one important thing, because I talk to a lot of enterprise leaders, and sometimes it's about, we want to get everything in the most business language as possible as we can.
Yeah.
And someone has to do that, so you're doing the hard job, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're enjoying it, and we can see the passion.
Definitely.
So quick question around, we're just around 2025, right? It's just around the corner. What do you think, what are you most excited about, the trends, and yeah, just want to learn a little from your
Sure,
end.
sure. So I think it's fascinating that this year's theme of the AI Summit is commercial AI coming to life.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really reflecting where the industry's at. And companies really start asking the question, okay, what's the ROI of AI? And really, I was recently watching your show with Sol Rashidi,
Right.
and she introducing her new book, and I read the book, and there is one thing she says about, what companies should do before they start implementing yet another AI tool. They should really ask the question, why? And I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more,
Wow.
because this is what we also do at ABBYY, have purpose-built AI, which is always which always has the why, as a
Exactly.
driver. And I think this is, it's is it a trend? But it's probably going to be a focus, on, okay, how can we really make this work? Because a lot of projects fail, because
Very
the
true.
why isn't clear. So I guess this is something that really is going to be in the center. And then on top of that, I think, identifying the why is, okay, you need the tools, right? Process mining, for example, is something.
Right.
You can really identify, where are the bottlenecks, what can we improve? And then, of course, trustworthiness. I think
Trustworthiness.
that's compliance, all those type of things are becoming, more and more and more important, because, you have to meet regulations, and that's,
Yeah.
becoming.
No, I think those are fantastic insights. You mentioned about a very important point, which is about the why. And without that, I think the implementations, the ROIs are not very much specified. What do you need?
Yeah.
If you don't have the why in place, there are a lot of other questions that might happen and take place when you're planning about implementation of AI.
Yeah.
So you're very right about that, and thanks for sharing that. I'm also kind of wanting to learn. I heard about, obviously, the recent innovation in generative AI that has been into, the integration, and also integrated into your solution. And how does AB's approach to AI differentiated from providers in the market? Like, what's the the differentiator?
Yeah, great question. Um, I think that actually is a nice bridge from the why to what differentiates us, because this purpose-built AI, or the purpose-driven approach we have, is really what differentiates us. But
Right.
then also providing or making it easy for developers to integrate, to build with our technology. And I think that's this combination of the enterprise platform and the developer toolkits basically
Yeah.
that differentiates us. And then you were also asking about new innovations, and I think multimodality of models is really on the rise, and this is why we've also gonna launch a new model, Phoenix.
Nice.
That's gonna really help businesses, because also we were listening to customers, and we were finding that the combining different capabilities to really get the best out of your what you have to do is really helping businesses. So this model is going to do something called zero-shot learning. So you can throw any type of document, new type, never seen the document, and you can right away extract data from it. So I think that's going to be really helpful without manual work. That's
yeah, it kind of automates a lot of things for the enterprise leaders and the customers out there. Talking about customers, I know you talk to a lot of customers in and out, like obviously to educate them about how the space is moving, not only just from a point of view of ABBYY, but then in general as well. Of the obviously 20 plus years of experience that you have, obviously it just becomes like a no-brainer where there's so many customers, prospects who would want to talk and learn. What are the key takeaways? What are the challenges? What are you listening from customers? Not only just from a pain point perspective, but what are they looking for in the near future?
We touched upon some of the things they're looking for. The compliance aspect,
right,
the trustworthiness. But then, of course, just putting away some of the manual labor. But still, like we said in the beginning, it's all about this why. They need to also find out or get tools to find out, okay, where to start, how to start, and where to have the most or the highest impact. And I think that's where we can help with process intelligence a lot, because it helps you to identify where to start, identifying where the bottlenecks are.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good summary in terms of obviously the things that we've kind of discussed, and what customers are kind of also looking at is something exactly that that understand the why, get into the process, and then you kind of also start seeing ROI, because then you can connect the dots.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, quick question, because you've been obviously in the space since years. You've seen the traditional NLP, how it all started.
Yeah.
You've seen the newer AI game, right? How do you see the traditional NLP kind of fitting in with the newer generative AI and the space? And what do you feel is exciting there?
I think it's the best, that happened. LLMs being, let's say, one of the most sophisticated tools in the NLP toolbox. And it's a great combination, because you don't need an LLM for everything, but you could definitely use one, for the more nuanced cases that require more reasoning.
Yep.
So I think it's a great toolkit that's added to the NLP, toolbox, and super excited, about everything what's to come.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait. Thanks for sharing that. One last question that I have for you, Marlene, is about if folks want to reach out, learn more about, I know you all put a lot of blogs, a lot of white papers, use cases in all of those things. If they want to reach out and learn more about that, which is the best place? And then if they want to follow you and keep up with the content that you're sharing on social, where can they do that?
So definitely on ABBYY.com. It's ABBYY.com. There you can find all our resources. And then also at the show today, we will have a joint session with IBM, where we'll be talking about how IDP is augmenting or helping generative AI, which is going to be super interesting. This is going to be recorded and available on LinkedIn and X. So if you want to watch the recording there, happy to. And also follow me on LinkedIn.
That's awesome. Fantastic. No, thanks for the great conversation. Thanks for sharing all the great insights. It's such a pleasure to have you debut on the Ravit show. We'll obviously keep many more conversations going. I know there's a conference in India that we spoke about
Yeah.
happening next year,
Next year.
maybe in the time frame of July.
Yep.
We'll keep our audience posted about that as well.
Definitely.
But thank you very much again for visiting the Ravit show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.